Alright everybody, back at the weekend gig. You didn't get to see all this, but it's all buttoned up now. All the trim done, paint done. Looking as it should, at least from the inside at the moment. What do you think, alright? Had to put a couple pieces of trim down here. I used a 3/4 of both because there was the aluminum lip for the door. Cover that up, make it match the trim. Make sure your corners look decent. Obviously the window, I got tiny little touch-ups like that to take care of, but it's nothing. Looking pretty good. Really pops now, you know, with the new yellowish and the bright white. So the only thing to finish out here, did the stucco repair, as you can see, and a little paint drop I'll have to scrape off. So I'm gonna dry lock this with gray to water seal it and then paint it. Paint's not always a water sealer depending on the finish of the paint. And then paint back over this color here, and when that cures, down there, so it all blends back into the original kind of, you know, tannish color. All right, and then after that, check this out. Now you weren't able to watch me do the bathroom last time because I started filming after. So we have another one. It's kind of small, it's like 4x7. And it's all floor to wall tile, floor to ceiling. So we're gonna take all this out, complete gut. It's gonna be different. There won't be a new cast iron fixture like this. These things are pretty cool, but it's gonna go. It's gonna be one flat floor and a glass shield with a waterfall. At least that's the plan. This will go back, this will go back. As long as they come out nice, which they should. What's up? We'll have a new mirror. It'll be smaller. I'll most likely ditch this switch for this fan and put the switch over here to run a fan in the ceiling, which makes a lot more sense. Being this is like a 6-inch gap of hot air that would stay there if in the shower because it would have to pull down, you see. Anyway, we'll take care of that, and we're gonna save all the hardware and throw it back on. All right, so you'll come along the ride. Maybe I'll start the demo of this today. At least get these bad boys out and seeing the plumbing situation and start making part lists. Cool, let's get to it, people. I really want to butter this stuff on there, you know, on a nice tight seal. No half-assing it, folks. Two coats of this. I'll get 2 coats of the actual color for the stucco. Should be good to go. Any hole you see, pinhole or not, they'll pop through with bubbles, so that's why you need 2 coats, and we're gonna really pack this stuff on here. Kind of don't like the texture this roller's leaving. Maybe we'll switch back to the brush. The brush looks better, but doesn't match the rest of the stucco. So we're gonna have to roll it. When that cures, it's gonna cure a little hard, so that's gonna be its texture, you know. Even through the other paint that you put on top, whatever your base is looking like, the rest of the coats will follow suit. So keep that in mind. All right, we'll let that cure, get a bite to eat, come back, put another coat. Now, since this is a small bathroom, I'm not working around a door. All right, folks, coming out. First thing, shut-offs. Shut them off. When you feel that little squish, if they're not a quarter turn, you'll feel it. Stop there, don't force it, because you'll just tear things up. Everything off. Back here for the toilet, you shut it off, flush it, and then disconnect this. If this still leaks, so you have to fix this. Don't continue after that. So you take this off first after you flush it. See if this guy is actually off, and then you can get the toilet out of there. Pop off these nuts, cap, then nut washer, and then washer slash cap holder. These hardly ever come off easy if it's an old toilet, so expect a headache. You might have to cut this bolt, or if you're changing the toilet, just break this part off and then pull the whole thing out and pick up the shards later. Both sides came out relatively easy because this is not a heavy traffic bathroom, so there's not a lot of issues. Next thing, you gotta cut all this out. Feels like grout, so it might just crack right off. So either way, we'll go from there. And same thing with this pedestal. We'll see how it comes out. Be gingerly because it's going back in. Be careful. So you flush once the water's off. I don't know what they call it, 2.5 gallon, whatever they call them. Just see how much water it's still holding even though it's off. So ideally, get yourself a shop vac. If you don't have one, you should have one. Suck it out. Take the filter out first. Suck it out then. There. Now you can pull it out without getting a mess all over your floor. All right, let's get this out of here. Cool, now we know the valve is good. There's nothing coming out. Let's see if we can just crack this off. Yep. All right, let's yoink her out. Now when you take it out of the toilet, cut yourself a piece of cardboard. Make yourself a little landing spot and take out your toilet. Try not to bang it like I just did. Wow, that's horrible. What the fuck is that? What is that? Okay. Now from here, we're gonna go put it where it's gonna stay for, well, until reinstallation. And then figure out what kind of retardedness is this. Oh my goodness. You're gonna laugh at this stuff, guys. What the fuck is all this? Isn't that crazy? It feels like a grout or a thin set. I've never seen that done before. Really weird. Yeah, that's just the leftover of the grout. That is really stupid. I guess that's a word for it. I don't know. Well, whatever. It's one way to hide your waste instead of just putting it in the trash like you should have. Silly, silly rabbit. Next. So it looks like just glue's holding it to the wall of some kind. That was on there. Interesting. Yowzers. There you go. Key trap water. How good that exists. Now that we got all this out, you see what we're working with. An old pipe. Threads look great, even though they're cut like shit. Valve, this valve may not work well. You see how much bubble there is? I had this thing pretty off. See the little air bubble there, just on the surface? So to test these, you just push them down like so or vacuum them out. Just give it a little bit, it'll fill right up. If it's, not working properly. This one seems okay. This one might be okay, but we'll see. We can always change the packing nut and everything in these because they're serviceable. That's what that nut's for. We'll see. I'd rather sweat on a ball valve. Anywho, that's hilarious. That's what it is. It's just a grout. They used it for the floor, which is, it's okay. I don't like the grout. I'd rather silicone. Grout just gets dirty over time. Silicone can get dirty, sure, but it's not going to look the same as quick. White grout's dirty the next day. Silicone, you just wipe clean. Anywho, chip all this shit out. Get this out. Get these guys out. Start getting everything we need out. All right. A little bit, nothing. inside of the wall. Cool, we can run electrical pretty easy there, huh? Now we can see here. Ooh. Ooh. Cool, so we can get to this stuff relatively easy from back here. Either way, this is all being opening up. Reframe it, something smaller, cooler. Cool. Plate covers off. I get this off. I got the towel rack, which was in the shower, which is funny. Off, off. Next, we're gonna get this shower door off. And get this light out here, because it doesn't need to be in here. It's gonna get broke. And go from there. Not how you do that, folks. Come on. Check this out. You really think that's not gonna force wet moisture inside your wall? That's not how you do that. You don't just cut a hole and put a pipe close. That's rude. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's from a gutter. Wow. That's an elbow from a gutter. What a jackass. Some people are just fucking dumb. Oh my goodness. Junction box. Okay, looks safe. That's hilarious. That's something. That's something. Oh my goodness. All right, I need temporary light for a while. So let's get this door out of here. Sometimes these are a pain in the ass, so look over all the hardware. Look over every fitting. A lot of times it's just silicone holding this together in prayers, but anywho, looks like so far flatheads. Gonna get inside and see how these wheels operate. It's all from the opposite side, so that shouldn't be anything. And we're looking at Phillips. So, realistically, a hand screwdriver. And the blade will take this whole thing out. Let's see if that's correct. All this crap, so I'm not able to just rip it right out. So most likely it's gonna be that groove all the way down. There we go. So that's essentially the hardware, minus the plumbing, obviously. Gotta be a little more careful with this because I'm gonna need this supply for a little bit. So I'll just take that guy off. Let's get this crap out of here. And we'll get it prepped for gut for tomorrow. Well, cardboard. Nothing fancy. Yep. That's a hilarious hole. Look at this hole. I guess he just drilled a bunch of drill bit holes and chipped off the excess. That's hilarious. Just by a hole saw. Well, it worked. Just looks dumb. Now this stuff should just be, because I saw no fastening hardware, as in like hidden Allen wrench heads or anything. Wow, look at this thing. Jeez. All right, I'm sure that might just pop off. How are you? Okay. Just by a grommet or a washer. Oh my God, this guy loved his grout. Look at that. Fucking put this shit everywhere. You know how hard that's gonna be to come off? These are probably gonna be destroyed taking them off just because this maniac was in love with this grout. My God. That's insane. I mean, there's ain't gonna be no flex in that pipe. That's solid. Wow, that's fucking hilarious though. Oh my goodness. Curious. Yep. Yep. Wow, this guy was fucking crazy. Well, one thing you can guarantee with his work, there was not gonna get any water back there. At least theoretically. I don't think these can't be used again. Wow, that's intense. Gotta figure out how to put a shutoff for this bath, or maybe I'll make an access panel downstairs. I like to, when I work on bathrooms, I like to do shutoffs for the whole, if I can. Find an access panels option somewhere, you know. There's not always an option, but sometimes the floor below, you can put a little panel on the ceiling. Typically, here's the best. Like when that leaks, it's an easy fix for the most part. When this leaks, sometimes it's maybe more of a major issue. So to have an access panel under these is always like awesome, but it's not always nice to look at an access panel. But we'll see. Pretty much ready for gut tomorrow now. Obviously these discussion plates, we're just gonna cut these off and replace with new. Same thing with all this crap. My cut won't look like that. Get all that taken off. This will come off with the tile because it's glued on anyway. This I'm gonna have to be a little careful because he just put, oh God, so much of this shit everywhere. So I have to be a little careful taking off so I don't cause a leak because this is under pressure. So until I get the water shut off. Anyway, tomorrow we're starting knocking these walls out. Get this trim off. There's trim bulked around this corner. Oh, you can see the craftsmanship here. A little lackluster. Or we'll make it look good in the end. This has, I think I showed this in another video, I don't remember. You see there's one saddle and two saddles. So this is a double floor. So they just put this floor on top of an old one, so that's interesting. It's a way to do it. It just looks ugly right there. Like you should have finished your work. This work looks good. At least it looked great when it was done, right? Right here, you just put a piece of trim right across, boop, boop, paint it white. And nothing would have been the wiser. Nobody would have been the wiser. Anyway, c'est la vie. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed this one. See y'all tomorrow for the next. Bye.